All right, so I'm going to model for you how to cite evidence to support inferences that you make about the text. So I will model using lines 1 through 5 of Chicago, and I want you guys to understand, or the analysis question that we will be working with is, what is Chicago like? How is Chicago like a person? What I'm going to do is underline keywords to describe Chicago. I'm going to skim and scan details about Chicago. So I'll be looking for different language and word choice, imagery, figurative language, things like that. And then I'm looking for details in lines 1 through 5 that describe the jobs in Chicago, its place in the world, and its character. And so I always end with, like, what's the most important task that you will do when you reread? It's finding details to answer the question. Really quickly, I'm going to go over the steps. So the question that, number 1, it says, ask a question to analyze the text. Those are our two. What is Chicago like? How is Chicago like a person? We're going to think where we can find those details to support the answer. We know we're using lines 1 through 5. I'm going to look for details related to character, theme, and language. And then 4, I'm going to choose the best piece of evidence to answer the question. All right, so I am going to now share my annotated screen, and then I will work through the model. So step 1, what is an analytical question? An analytical question is a question that asks why, how, or explores deeper meaning. Some examples would be questions about theme, figurative language, personification. In this instance, we are looking at what is Chicago like and how is Chicago like a person. All right, step 2, I am going to remember that keywords are usually categories or types of words. So what types of words can I use to find clues about a person? And when I think about, like, a person, what do I look for? What words? It would be descriptions, feelings, thoughts, actions, when and where. So now what I'm going to look at is lines 1 through 5. And I'm going to skim lines 1 through 5 and scan for details about Chicago. So in a poem, you have to remember that language and word choice are strong clues for analysis. So now I'm going to share and underline details from lines 1 through 5 that show the jobs in Chicago, its place in the world, and its character. Okay, so some of this we've already done, but I just want to show you again what this looks like. So, okay, I see butcher for the world, so I'm going to underline that. And all right, nation's freight handler, we already talked about this, right? I'm just going to do it again, though, just as a model. Stormy, husky, brawling, again, that is a description of Chicago. And I don't know what just happened. Okay, my screen is going crazy. Okay, so I'm going to underline again these words that describe Chicago. Remember, we are looking for making an inference for Chicago as a person. And of course, it won't highlight here, but okay, let's just make sure I have it like that. Okay, it won't do it, but that's what this should be, stormy, husky, and brawling as well. Okay. All right, so I have those things underlined: butcher for the world, nation's freight handler, stormy, husky, brawling, big shoulders, right? Now, I'm going to think about what the details show me about the question. So in my mind, I am assuming, and I'm going to make a note here, or a text box, that Chicago is an important world city. How do I know that? Line 1. I know that Chicago is strong and powerful. How do I know that? Line 4 and line 5. Okay, another example for important city would be line 3, where it says nation's freight handler, right? World and nation both indicate importance. Okay, so that is basically what I did. I'm going to walk you through the steps again. So you look at the question, you determine where you can find this important information. 2, you read the text, skim those lines and look for details about what you are answering in the question. So we underline those details in red. And then I thought about what those details meant for answering my question. And so my job was then to take those details and come up with an inference. So my inference is that Chicago is an important city, an important world city, and Chicago is strong and powerful. Okay, and I used my text evidence there. All right, I hope you guys understand my model. We'll talk more after this video.